checklist can be a really important part to your business. And like I said in one of the previous videos, is that consistency is really, really important. So the more consistent you are, the more likely they are to think that you're organized and that you're put together. Essentially, the more likely they are to be able to feel comfortable trusting you in your business. So one of the easiest ways to make sure that you are completely consistent across the board at all times is a checklist. And one of the easiest ways to explain this is through, let's say, your interview process. If you don't have a checklist program, or if you don't have a same routine that you're following with every single candidate, there's a really good chance that you'll get to the end and you won't really have anything to totally compare it with. Whereas if you did have a checklist, or if you had something that you're asking the same questions to every single candidate, and preferably in a way that they have to answer you have to ask them not yes or no questions, but you have to ask them a question. Let's say your crown was denied by the insurance, and now the copayment doubles essentially, and the patient is now responsible for more of the money. How would you handle that? And essentially, if you're asking the strategic questions to the same person every single time, essentially a checklist, whether that's interviewing or breaking down a room or whatever have you, you fill in the blank, that you're able to constantly judge everybody against the same exact curve. Just like a test would be at school. They don't give, Joey one test and Sammy one test and Bobby one test and Sue one test. They give them all the same test, they give them all the same questions, and they judge them all off the same answers. So really what that's important is that you're making sure that consistency is there, and that by using the checklist, it's constantly kind of like reiterating it in the brain of the employee or of your business if you're the only employee, making sure that you're constantly offering that same exact experience to every single person there, even if it's interviewing. So when you get down to it and you have to make a choice whether you can only go, left or right, or which candidate to choose, candidate A or candidate B, that you're using the same exact checklist to go through to make sure that you're picking the right decision. So organization is really important to any business. Not that I have to explain that to anybody, but that a checklist can really help make sure that you stay on track and offer that same consistency across the board.